Hello, this is a York Bolton mill engine and steam plant that I brought as a kit from historic steam models in about 2007, so a long while ago. I think I completed it by about 2009. And like all machine kits, you have to play with the machining to get it to actually fit. But it is a very nice kit, I think. Here we have the mill engine, which is a replica of a Marshall engine. And there you have a dynamo, which should work this little lamp. And then here is the controls to operate. This one operates the steam coming from the boiler here into the cylinder, and this operates if you want to fill up the tank with water, and so the water will either circulate around back. This is the cylinder for the water, and water will either go round and back in, or it will actually go into the tank. And that's controlled by, if this valve is open, then the water goes back to the tank, and if it's closed, it goes into the boiler to fill up. There is a level here, but I'm not so sure you can see it very well. That's the water gauge. Here is the displacement lubricator, which you fill up with oil. Here is a damper, which you really very seldom ever use, but if you need to damp this out and it was banging or something, you could. It has over here, just in this tank here, if I turn this around a bit here, in this tank is a kind of a sludge tank, so that will have anything coming out of the displacement lubricator or the out of the condenser here will go into this tank, which you can empty through this valve here. And so the engine will start. It's got a ceramic burner in here, and first of all, if you turn the gas on here through this cylinder here, turn the gas on here, and it's got an igniter there, bang, it started, and igniter lights the pilot in there and in the burner. And I can just lift it up a bit. You can just about see the pilot burner. And then if you turn the gas valve, which is over here, on, that will light the rest of the ceramic, and you can see that's alight now. And then that will warm up. So I'll shut the door there, and the boiler will warm up and steam, so that should be off. I previously oiled all of it to see if it's, to make sure it's well lubricated. And then we just have to wait till the pressure gauge comes up. Right now, well, it's just over. It is still warm now, and we just need to let that come up. And also, I should also say, down here, they have, this is a little key to open these cylinder drains, and there's one round here. So that opens those up to let the initial condensate out, water out, and then we'll close them. So I just leave it in that mode so as you can see, and this is the little key to actually do it. So it was a very well thought out unit. This is the governor that will stop it running too fast. But I can see it dripping into this collector here. And we'll just wait till the pressure is up a bit, and then we can see if it will it'll work. It'll start going around. And we have a rough test of this, how it's going on, by the whistle, which is here. Let me just turn this around a little bit. So the whistle valve is here. But at the moment we've only just cracked it past the zero on the pressure gauge. But it's getting warm. Now this unit also, it detects when you've got enough water temperature, or when there's enough steam, it will shut down the, it has a pressure sensor that will shut down the gas and turn it back into just having the pilot alight. Now, I had a lot of problem with this at first because of the just the overall pressure. We're in Calgary, Alberta, which is at 3,500 feet. And of course this was, the pressure set device was really adjusted for 0 feet above sea level. So I had to play with that and discuss that a lot with historic steam models, which was a part of vision engineering. Unfortunately, this model is no longer available. You do see some available, but a lot of them are not as complete as this one. And because the company, I think, went into an adjustment, so that bankruptcy really, so that they no longer make any of these models now. Which is a shame, because they were really nice models. They also made, and I have one, a Merlin portable engine, which runs off of power, electric power. So it's a kind of static display model, but it looks really nice and goes really quite well. So you see now the steam is coming out here, so that's good. So it's getting up there in temperature, and we'll soon be able to, and this is the valve that turns the steam on into the engine. Just get it out of it's coming out. You see it's coming out now in here, so we can, I think, turn these ones off, these cylinder drains off, because that's okay now. So very shortly we'll start running soon, but it takes a little while. It takes a bit more pressure. It's only just coming up. But the trough here is pretty full, so Well, it's coming. Not quite yet. Just wipe up a bit of the stuff that's around. That's coming. That will go into quite a shrill whistle, which you'll hear in a little bit. There we go. And you see the light is on. So it's only just coming up to pressure. We've got probably 35 psi or something there. So you can see the engine going round and the light coming on. Now the faster it goes, the brighter the light, of course. So there we go. Coming up here. And the water is being pumped around, goes back into this tank here at the moment. And if the water level goes down, we can pump it into there. But really, on most runnings, I find I don't really have to do that. But if you were at an exhibition and running it around like that, then you would. Now, as I said, this is the control valve for the water. If it's open, which it is at the moment, it just circulates around to the tank. If you close it, then it will go into the boiler. But we might as well have it open at the moment. The boiler's got plenty of water in it. This is the valve for the so it's blow down here, and also to put condensate out of here into the sludge tank at the back. And this one is for the displacement lubricator to empty that as well. You can just empty it of water. So there we go. It's going quite nicely, and the light, you see now it's going quite fast. It's the light is fairly steady now. So for something that is, let's see, 20 years nearly old, 10 years, I can't do sums at the moment. It's 2009, so it's roughly 11, 12 years old, and I probably bought it about 13 years ago. So it's doing pretty well. I wanted to test it out again and just to make sure that everything was working okay, and I'm pleased to say it is. And but I always, first of all, test them on air to make sure, basically, there's no blockages or anything. But as you can see, it seems to be working pretty well, and I hope you've enjoyed this video on it.